Hi, thanks for joining me today. We're going to be taking a look at the LFOs in Prism. These are available as an added extension, so an in-app purchase through the settings menu. Once you've added them though, you get 6 LFOs per track. These LFOs are divided into 2 categories, with 3 added at the sound level for controlling external gear, and 3 added at, oh snap, where'd it go? Oh, 3 added at the FX level for controlling the FX and internal settings and notes within Prism. You'll see if you go to any FX that has these LFOs, if they apply to it. They don't apply to every FX, you'll see them below. These 3 LFO are shared across all the FX. These 3 LFOs are not shared with the FX, so they're independent in these 2 categories. So let's jump in and take a look at how they work. I've got this simple pattern here, and I'm looking to add some motion to the synth on the top. To do that, I'm going to arm LFO1, and then I'm going to select my target parameter and add some modulation there. We can hear that now. Once I've added modulation, I can double tap to clear it, or I can long press to change the polarity. So let's go back to unipolar, and we'll drag down. Every LFO can have unlimited target parameters, and every target parameter can be modulated by any number of the LFOs, with the effects stacking on top of each other and then producing interesting results at the end. So I can switch, and now LFO2 is armed, and then I can edit any of these to add that. You'll see these little targets indicate which LFO are applied to which parameter. So I'm going to double tap to clear. Clear that. Okay. So now let's take a look at how we can edit the LFO wave shapes. To do that, I'm going to long press an LFO button. This brings me to the LFO's wave shape editor. Along the top, we have basic parameters for controlling the shape and how it plays. You got the actual shape here, so sine, saw, triangle, blah, blah, blah. You got rate, we can long press that. It syncs, it unsyncs. You've got mode, this is for restarting, so run plays forever. You can restart every trig. You can restart every pattern loop. You can play just once. You got all kinds of things here for, pretty cool, fun stuff. And then we've got depth. You can change the whole polarity of all your targets by bringing this below 0. You've got the wave shape editor. You can drag up and down and left and right to actively control the shape. Then we have this target button. We press that to see the targets that have been assigned to this LFO. We can edit them from here, double tap, click to clear. You can randomize. If we had other targets, we go back here and now we have more. And we can clear them all if we long press this guy. The last thing that I want to point out is that you can modulate the parameters in one LFO with the LFO to its right. So with LFO1, I can long press LFO2, and now I can set LFO2 to modulate. I can even go and long press LFO3 and add LFO3 on top. For LFO2, I can modulate it with LFO3, and LFO3 cannot be modulated. So let's hear this. Now, once you have the LFO set up and their targets applied, you essentially have a sound. And so the LFO within CC are saved as part of sound profiles. You'll see that as I switch between sound profiles, I see different settings for the LFO apply. So for every sound profile, you have completely independent LFO settings. If we go into our FX, we'll find that the LFO work the exact same way. Long press to arm, long press to edit. The only difference is that because these impact internal Prism things like FX and notes, which are generally controlled and saved as part of patterns, the LFO at the FX level are saved as part of patterns. So once again, unique settings for every pattern, but patterns instead of sound profiles. So with that, you should have everything that you need to get started with the LFO. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know. I'm still building out the LFO. I've got a few other stages, a lot of ideas for them, and I'm happy to incorporate as much feedback as I can get. I'm going to apply these all over the place, and I just want them to be awesome. So happy playing, everybody. See you next time.